Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Jordan Lee Tarot. I had crazy eyes there for a minute. The amount of difficulty and interference to get this video out is astonishing to me, to the point where I'm just going a little bananas. I feel personally victimized by the sun because every time I move in my little corner here, the sun comes blasting in, and then it goes behind a cloud, and then it comes blasting out every time I try to do this reading. So it's been a thing. I'm literally fighting the sun. Okay, we have the Ethereal Visions Illuminated Tarot deck. This is going to be the traditional tarot deck that I use to help tell the story. Then I also have this really beautiful Love Lyric Oracle deck. I like this deck very, very much. I do not have a name for it. I will need to look this up. And again, those affiliate links are coming. I find the coolest decks on Etsy, and I've really curated some of the creators that I really like, and I specifically don't use decks that are AI created, although there are some really cool ones out there. There's no judgment if you choose to buy one, but typically they will say that they're AI generated at the bottom, and I just can't bring myself to support it. Again, not against AI, just drawing those boundary lines for myself, and I would rather give my money to creators that are making really cool, unique decks. So the last deck is the True Love Oracle deck. This is a great alternative deck to the very classic Dorian Virtue Love Angels Oracle deck. That deck is tried and true, but sometimes the messaging on those cards is just a little bit too... I think the meanings of the cards, they feel very dated to me. This is an updated version of what that deck is. So I highly recommend this deck. It has more, it's not spicy, but it is very thorough and very loving. It's based in self-love, but it also brings in a lot of beautiful, romantic, important messages. So for today, I actually did something different. I pre-shuffled, and I have some cards, and I'm ready to get down to business and tell you a story. So, okay, the King of Cups and the Three of Swords card. This is someone who has big emotions, and this does not always mean that someone is pinched off from their emotions. It means they've mastered their emotions, that they've reached that point where, you know, this person does have big feelings. It does not always have to be negative. That being said, this came out from the other deck, the Distorted Masculine. So I believe this is someone who really is not used to falling in love, has never fully actually been in love, and is kind of being overwhelmed by that sensation, which it can be very overwhelming if you've never experienced that before. And there is this, this could actually be heartbreak, but what I'm getting is like this heart palpitation of like, of someone who's just literally overwhelmed by feelings because they're not used to them. Okay. Coming through next, the Page of Swords, which in the traditional definition of this card, it's restless energy. It's something that's built up and built up and built up. I think this person knows that they're in love and they're restless about it. And a beautiful 10 of Pentacles came out. So this could be talking about someone who's restless to get here, restless to get to their happy ending, or restless to bring forth feelings that will hopefully lead to this 10 of Pentacles card. Of course, there has to be a dog there, right? I mean, this is why I love these decks. They're very realistic. Always a dog in every good household. Now, the cards that came out from the Love Oracle were the Distorted Masculine and the Sacred Woman. So these cards together to tell a short story. There was a masculine energy that was not upright, that was not aligned. It was distorted. So all the good things of a masculine energy were not present at this time. That can come through in a myriad of ways. This could be someone who was angry. This can be someone who was passive. This can be someone who was just so overwhelmed by life that they were not present in the moment. And the Sacred Woman card, I believe, excuse me, is a woman who stood her ground and said, mm-mm, with her heart chakra energy, and said, "You got to fly right, mister, or get out of here, or I'm going to get out of here." And I think that's what might have led to this actual heartbreak card. So I think it's twofold. I think this person had a lot of emotions and they were kind of like, "Oh, what is this feeling?" And then through that distortion of not understanding or feeling their emotions, and channeling them in a way that was helpful in the situation, the Sacred Woman, who knew her worth, said, "Well, okay, then I am not going to let you treat me like this. I'm going to leave, or you need to leave. And, we're not going to go any further here." Because it's almost like this woman, this Sacred Woman, was guarding what was most important. And if the person coming towards her isn't in the right energy or headspace, they cannot pass, they cannot go through any further. And so if you are embodying this divine feminine energy, and someone's not treating you right or the situation is not aligned for you, you get to hold up your boundaries and say, "We are not going any further until XYZ," or period, end of sentence, "We are not going any further." And I'm not quite sure where we are in that. I want to dive into this story a little bit more. Um, but the card Lean on Me by Bill Withers, "You're not alone. It's okay to ask for help. A strong bond will get you through, and stop pretending you're fine." So this feels like a misunderstanding, if I'm being honest. I think there's a lot of love in this situation. And I think that the appropriate energy was taken by the feminine energy in the situation because of the fact that the masculine was distorted. And it's nothing personal. It's just when a masculine energy isn't in alignment, that sacred part of a woman who is aligned is going to be like, "Whoa, we can't, our energy will not mesh. It doesn't work like that. You need to be in your aligned masculine. I'm in my aligned feminine. This is the only way that it's going to work." So the next card that came through, "Breaking Free, New Strength Opens Doors. You're stronger today than yesterday, and don't let the past call you back." So if I had to venture a guess, this distorted masculine was being pulled into a past situation, a past energy, and or both, that was really misaligning him from what was actually true. And I think this happens so very much. It happens a lot in situations that I've seen personally. But when I say personally, it was me, but also people that I've talked with. Just sharing these stories with women that I meet and men that I meet. And it looks a little different on each side, expressed masculine versus feminine. But I have seen people that don't treat either person correctly, and how that typically flows. So there's a lot of good things in this situation. I don't think that it is a lost cause. This crazy little thing called love card, "Falling hard and fast. Embrace the thrill of a new attraction. Love may show up in an unexpected way, and follow the spark, not the script." So I love this card so, so much because it's talking about two people that really like each other. And I don't think that this is a goodbye or an ending. I think this was a necessary boundary hold up, and something more needs to unravel. So this is sort of, I'm not going to say part one as in I'm going to pull cards and do a part two. I'm just saying this is part one of this story as it unfolds. And maybe I will pull cards on a part two. Who knows? But I'm just kind of flowing with this energy here. So what more do we need to know about this story to help flush this forward? The Fool card. Clarify that for me, please. So this could very well be a very passionate new beginning, starting over. That Devil card does not always mean something negative. It can actually mean something very passionate and very, when I say balanced, I mean these cards coming out together speaks of, how do I want to say this? It's intense. I think that it's an intense connection, and there's the want to start over. And I think both parties have that want, because again, that crazy little thing called love card, the way they're looking at each other, this is really a good match. They're both really excited about building something. So this feels like it could have been something very big. It could have been something very small. I just again, without going a little deeper into this, which I'm going to try to, I'm not sure. So I'm glad I got that first layer of the story, and we'll see what more we can peel back. I want to know what love is. Okay, seeking true love. You're looking for the real thing. Excuse me. Let someone show you, not just say it. Ask for love, not just attention. Yeah. So this is wanting the real deal. I think this is talking about this being. Cards are flying out of this deck right now. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Take a bow, no more encores. See the pattern, not the plea. Don't fall for the performance. Close the curtain for good. This feels like the past. This feels like, where's this? This card kind of clarifying what's going on here. This might be an ex, and it might be someone who is just kind of making things difficult for a new situation. This is very, very common. I'm going to just pick up some of these cards because they literally went flying across the room. So strange. So I am going to talk about something just very briefly right now that I need to say. I personally did not believe in external interference. I thought that if there were problems in the way, it was just you getting in the way of you. As time has gone on, as I've gone deeper into my healing journey, I've started to realize that there are interfering energies. This could be people, but again, these are people aligning with energies that want to disrupt and cause chaos. So it might be a person with a grudge, and this entity that has that chaotic nature to it combines with that person. Their energy is an aligned match, and then it gives this person a lot of energy to wreak havoc. This is something that can happen. Again, I don't like to encourage it. I don't like to sensationalize it, but I do have to acknowledge that it has happened in past situations that I have been in ways that I would have never thought possible. And I believe this is because we are coming into a time where there are more sacred partnerships. So there's energies that like to interfere. There's energies that just like to F with people that are coming into a divine alignment, especially people who've had really difficult time finding true love, seeking that true love. This is someone who's like, oh my gosh, I just want my person. Okay. I see everyone around me having wonderful experiences in love, and I'm over here battling through disappointment after disappointment, resetting and realchemizing my heart each time. I'm so tired of this situation. And then when you meet somebody, there's interference, like active interference. This could be loved ones calling over and over again while you're with this person. And you're like, what is going on? Is everything okay? Oh, yes, it was just, my friend that needed something, or, my family member that needed something. And again, it's not that those people are bad. It's just that there's something within their energy that's being utilized by an interference energy that gets in the way of things. And again, this is not to sensationalize this idea. It's just to let you know that when you run into these sort of situations, it is your job, whoever you are, masculine or feminine, to stay in proper alignment and be patient and work through those energies, because there's something really good waiting for you on the other side of that difficulty. Disclaimer: if the person that you're with is constantly causing drama themselves, that's different. I'm talking about two people that really like each other, that want to get together, and there's interference. That's what I'm talking about. So don't be chasing after somebody who's just a problem child themselves. This is a mostly healed person, because we're never fully healed, and another mostly healed person coming together and finding a lot of external difficulty coming into alignment. sometimes it's just divine orchestration of timing. But if you've ever had a fly in your house and it's buzzing around in your face and you keep trying to get it away from you, and it's like just enough of an annoyance, you can't get it, you can't swat it with the fly swatter, it's in your face, it's just bugging the shit out of you. This is what I'm talking about. That kind of energy that's just like, it's getting in the way. And that's the energy that I'm sensing from this reading. That's something that I'm feeling in divine partnerships that divine partners are experiencing. There's these little like glitches that are happening before the actual union can come together. And I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's just something that at this point, you're going to have to move through to get your way to the thing that you really, really want, which I think is this awesome, amazing 10 of Pentacles card. So let me pull one more from this deck here. Fast car. Love on fragile ground. You may be facing a breaking point. Sometimes love really isn't enough. Okay. This could be that old situation, but let me clarify. Whoop. Okay. Heartfelt apology. Tell them what they mean to you. Small gestures can heal quiet hurts, and never take them for granted. So this could just be that, this person, which again I'm getting is the feminine energy. That is typically the way this moves through, but it doesn't have to be. That the feminine energy really did have to put up boundaries and kind of back up, because this wasn't getting off the ground. It was on fragile ground even as it started. And I think that there's an apology coming somebody's way, whether it be the divine masculine or feminine. Someone owes someone an apology, because just when something was starting to ramp up and gain legs, it was kind of cut down at the last minute. And that can be very frustrating and very disheartening. So understand that I do think that there is a lot of really beautiful things here. I want to wrap up with the Love Oracle. Pardon my bending here. I want to pull two more cards from the True Love Oracle to kind of close out this love message. Okay. Serendipity. And what else? Oh. Okay. Compatibility. So compatibility and serendipity. 29 and 5. So this is kind of talking about things being allowed to be rearranged. Maybe there's even a reorganization so that these two can come together, because I think at the end of the day, there is a strong compatibility. I mean, wouldn't you want to be riding on a big, giant green bird with the love of your life? I would. Giving Falcor vibes from Neverending Story. Did you guys want a Falcor when you were a kid? I totally did. So, serendipity. Yeah, I think this is divine orchestration coming into alignment for these two. And this could be divine protection. I also believe that where there are little hindrances and little blockages, there's also divine protection. So when you hear readers say this union is divinely protected, I think it's talking about when these little annoying buzzing flies come in and get in the way, divine energy will set the situation back on its legs where it needs to be. Because I do believe that there are people that have soul contracts with other souls that are to come together to make specific children, birth other souls into being. That's one reason. But there's also divine sacred work in the world that I think is coming together to finally be done in the world. And so it's that beautiful realization that there's some special thing for you to do in the world. And some of that's by yourself, but some of that's with a divine partner. And the divine will not let that go undone, especially with a true actual union. So I hope this message had value for you. I hope this message finds you well. And I'm finally glad that I was able to wrap this up and get this done. So this is a divinely protected message making its way to your ears when exactly you need to hear it. All right. Mwah.